Which term refers to all the populations of different species that interact in a specific area? A. Habitat. B. Ecosystem. C. Community. D. Biosphere. The correct answer is C. A community consists of all the populations of different species that live and interact in a specific area. What is the primary source of energy in most ecosystems? A. Wind. B. Sunlight. C. Volcanic heat. D. Chemical reactions. The correct answer is B. Sunlight is the primary source of energy in most ecosystems, as it's converted into chemical energy by plants through photosynthesis. Which term describes an interaction where both species benefit? A. Mutualism. B. Commensalism. C. Parasitism. D. Competition. The correct answer is A. Mutualism is a type of ecological interaction where both species benefit from the relationship. What is the process through which new species gradually replace existing ones in a community called? A. Ecosystem succession. B. Mutation. C. Evolution. D. Natural selection. The correct answer is A. Ecosystem succession is the process through which new species gradually replace existing ones in a community over time. Which of the following is a biotic factor in an ecosystem? A. Temperature. B. Water. C. Soil. D. Grass. The correct answer is D. Grass is a biotic factor in an ecosystem because it's a living organism that interacts with other species. What is the term for the variety of different species in an ecosystem? A. Carrying capacity. B. Genetic diversity. C. Biodiversity. D. Habitat loss. The correct answer is C. Biodiversity refers to the variety of different species in an ecosystem. Which conservation strategy aims to protect natural habitats and the species within them? A. Habitat restoration. B. Captive breeding. C. Ex situ conservation. D. In situ conservation. The correct answer is D. In situ conservation aims to protect natural habitats and the species within them in their natural environment. What is the term for the maximum number of individuals a population's ecosystem can support? A. Carrying capacity. B. Population density. C. Growth rate. D. Reproductive potential. The correct answer is A. Carrying capacity is the maximum number of individuals in a population that an ecosystem can support over a sustained period of time. Which term describes how organisms with good traits are more likely to survive and reproduce? A. Adaptation. B. Dispersal. C. Predation. D. Symbiosis. The correct answer is A. Adaptation is the process by which organisms with favorable traits are more likely to survive and reproduce in a given environment, contributing to their evolutionary success. What is the term for the variety of genetic information within a species or population? A. Adaptation. B. Diversity. C. Evolution. D. Habitat. The correct answer is B. Biodiversity refers to the variety of different species within an ecosystem. Which term describes the relationship where one species benefits while the other is neither helped nor harmed? A. Symbiosis. B. Mutualism. C. Commensalism. D. Competition. The correct answer is C. Commensalism is an interaction where one species benefits while the other is not significantly affected. Which factor would have the most immediate effect on the size of a population? A. Predator population. B. Food availability. C. Climate change. D. Territorial boundaries. The correct answer is B. Food availability directly impacts population size by influencing reproduction and survival rates. In a food web, which organisms break down dead organic matter and return nutrients to the soil? A. Producers. B. Consumers. C. Detritivores. D. Decomposers. The correct answer is D. Decomposers play a crucial role in breaking down dead organic matter and recycling nutrients in an ecosystem. Which term best describes the relationship between a flower and the bees that pollinate it? A. Competition. B. Predation. C. Mutualism. D. Parasitism. The correct answer is C. Bees and flowers have a mutualistic relationship where both benefit from the interaction through pollination. Which term describes the relationship where one organism benefits at the expense of another? A. Mutualism. B. Commensalism. C. Predation. D. Parasitism. The correct answer is D. Parasitism is a type of relationship where one organism benefits while the other is harmed. Which of the following is an example of an abiotic factor in an ecosystem? A. Plants. B. Sunlight. C. Fish. D. Bacteria. The correct answer is B. Sunlight is an abiotic factor, as it's a non-living component that influences ecosystem dynamics. What term describes the physical location where an organism lives and interacts with the biotic and abiotic factors of its environment? A. Ecosystem. B. Community. C. Habitat. D. Niche. The correct answer is C. A habitat is the specific place where an organism lives and interacts with its surroundings. Which term describes how two species evolve together over time, leading to special adaptations? A. Coevolution. B. Competition. C. Succession. D. Adaptation. The correct answer is A. Coevolution occurs when two species evolve in response to each other, leading to specialized adaptations that benefit both parties. Which of the following represents a major factor contributing to the stability and resilience of an ecosystem? A. High biodiversity. B. Low biodiversity. C. High resource availability. D. Low resource availability. The correct answer is A. High biodiversity in an ecosystem provides more redundancy. This ensures that if one species is negatively impacted, others can compensate, maintaining the ecosystem's overall stability and resilience. What term describes the relationship where one organism benefits and the other is harmed? A. Mutualism. B. Competition. C. Predation. D. Parasitism. The correct answer is D. In parasitism, one organism benefits at the expense of the other, with the harmed organism experiencing negative effects. Which conservation approach focuses on protecting species at risk of extinction to ensure their survival? A. Sustainable development. B. Species reintroduction. C. Species conservation. D. Endangered species protection. The correct answer is D. Endangered species protection aims to prevent the extinction of species that are at risk by implementing conservation strategies. What is the term for how a species adapts to its environment over time to survive and reproduce better? A. Natural selection. B. Ecological succession. C. Gene flow. D. Artificial selection. The correct answer is A. Natural selection is the process where organisms with helpful traits are more likely to survive and reproduce. This leads to species adapting to their environment. Which factor directly influences the carrying capacity of a population in an ecosystem? A. Resource availability. B. Predator-prey dynamics. C. Genetic diversity. D. Climate change. The correct answer is A. Resource availability, like food and habitat, is a crucial factor determining an ecosystem's carrying capacity. This means it influences the maximum population size the ecosystem can support. What type of relationship exists when two species compete for the same limited resources in an ecosystem? A. Competition. B. Mutualism. C. Predation. D. Parasitism. The correct answer is A. Competition occurs when two or more species compete for the same limited resources, such as food, water, or territory, leading to a struggle for survival. Which term describes a species' role in its ecosystem, including its relationships and habitat needs? A. Ecosystem diversity. B. Habitat fragmentation. C. Ecological niche. D. Primary succession. The correct answer is C. An ecological niche refers to a species' specific role and position in its ecosystem. It includes how the species interacts with others and its habitat needs. Which process involves the gradual development of an ecosystem from bare rock or sand into a complex community of plants and animals? A. Secondary succession. B. Gene flow. C. Eutrophication. D. Primary succession. The correct answer is D. Primary succession is the process by which a new ecosystem gradually develops from barren substrates, like rock or sand, into a diverse and complex community of plants and animals. What term describes the transfer of energy between trophic levels in an ecosystem through consumption of organisms? A. Energy conservation. B. Trophic transfer. C. Biomagnification. D. Trophic cascades. The correct answer is B. Trophic transfer refers to the transfer of energy between different trophic levels in an ecosystem as organisms consume one another to obtain energy. What is the term for a symbiotic relationship where one organism benefits while the other is harmed? A. Commensalism. B. Mutualism. C. Predation. D. Parasitism. The correct answer is D. Explanation defining parasitism and how it differs from other symbiotic relationships. Which of the following is an example of a density-dependent factor that can regulate population size? A. Weather conditions. B. Availability of water. C. Disease outbreaks. D. Human activities. The correct answer is C. Explanation of density-dependent factors and their impact on population dynamics. In a food chain, which trophic level is occupied by organisms that primarily feed on producers? A. Primary consumers. B. Secondary consumers. C. Tertiary consumers. D. Decomposers. The correct answer is A. Explanation of trophic levels and the flow of energy in a food chain. What term describes the relationship where one organism benefits while the other is neither helped nor harmed? A. Mutualism. B. Commensalism. C. Parasitism. D. Predation. The correct answer is B. Explanation of commensalism and examples of this type of interaction in ecosystems. Which factor is a key driver of genetic diversity within a population? A. Mutation. B. Predation. C. Competition. D. Climate change. The correct answer is A. Explanation of how genetic diversity is influenced by factors such as mutation, and its significance for adaptation and evolution. Which of the following is an example of an abiotic factor in an ecosystem? A. Sunlight. B. Birds. C. Trees. D. Wolves. The correct answer is A. Explanation of abiotic factors and their impact on ecosystem structure and function. Which term describes how different species in a community evolve together over time, forming close relationships? A. Adaptive radiation. B. Coevolution. C. Biogeography. D. Speciation. The correct answer is B. Explanation of coevolution and its role in shaping the interactions between species within ecosystems. Which of the following is an example of an abiotic factor impacting an ecosystem? A. Predators. B. Soil pH. C. Competition. D. Herbivores. The correct answer is B. Soil pH is a non-living factor that can significantly influence the types of organisms that can thrive in a particular ecosystem. In an ecosystem, what do decomposers primarily contribute to the environment? A. Energy transfer. B. Herbivore population growth. C. Pollination. D. Predation. The correct answer is A. Decomposers play a crucial role in breaking down dead organic matter and recycling nutrients back into the ecosystem, allowing for energy transfer between trophic levels. Which term describes a close relationship between two species where one organism benefits while the other is unaffected? A. Predation. B. Commensalism. C. Mutualism. D. Competition. The correct answer is B. Commensalism is a type of symbiotic relationship where one organism benefits while the other neither benefits nor is harmed. Which factor significantly contributes to ecosystem stability and resilience against disturbances? A. High species competition. B. Genetic diversity. C. Predator-prey imbalance. D. Limited resource availability. The correct answer is B. Genetic diversity within a population can increase the chances of species survival and adaptation to changing environmental conditions, enhancing the stability and resilience of an ecosystem. What is the term for a species' role in its ecosystem, including its place in the food chain and its interactions? A. Biogeography. B. Adaptation. C. Trophic level. D. Ecological niche. The correct answer is D. An ecological niche refers to the specific role and position a species occupies in an ecosystem. It encompasses its interactions with other species and its habitat requirements. Which conservation strategy focuses on protecting specific species at risk of extinction? A. Habitat restoration. B. Keystone species protection. C. Species-centered conservation. D. Ecosystem management. The correct answer is C. Species-centered conservation aims to safeguard individual species that are particularly vulnerable to extinction, addressing conservation efforts towards these specific organisms. What is the term for the variety of genetic information present within a population or species? A. Genetic drift. B. Species diversity. C. Genetic diversity. D. Ecological diversity. The correct answer is C. Genetic diversity refers to the range of genetic information existing within a population or species, contributing to its ability to adapt to changing environmental conditions. Which of the following is an example of a density-dependent factor that can regulate population size within an ecosystem? A. Natural disasters. B. Temperature fluctuations. C. Competition for food. D. Human interference. The correct answer is C. Competition for limited resources, such as food, is a density-dependent factor. It can influence population size by intensifying as population density increases. What is the process where new species gradually establish and replace existing ones in a community over time called? A. Genetic drift. B. Primary succession. C. Secondary succession. D. Ecological succession. The correct answer is D. Ecological succession is the process where new species gradually replace existing ones in a community. This leads to changes in the ecosystem structure and composition. What's the term for the total mass of living things in a specific area, often measured as biomass? A. Energy flow. B. Population density. C. Producer efficiency. D. Community productivity. The correct answer is D. Community productivity refers to the total mass of living organisms in a given area, taking into account the biomass of all species present. Which of the following factors can affect the carrying capacity of a population in an ecosystem? A. Biotic factors only. B. Abiotic factors only. C. Both biotic and abiotic factors. D. Genetic factors. The correct answer is C. The carrying capacity of a population can be influenced by both biotic, that is, living, and abiotic, that is, non-living, factors present in the ecosystem. What term describes the process where multiple species evolve together because of their interactions? A. Convergent evolution. B. Coevolution. C. Adaptive radiation. D. Natural selection. The correct answer is B. Coevolution is the process by which two or more species influence each other's evolution over time through their interactions. In a food chain, which trophic level includes organisms that consume herbivores? A. Primary producers. B. Primary consumers. C. Secondary consumers. D. Tertiary consumers. The correct answer is C. Secondary consumers in a food chain feed on herbivores that consume primary producers, placing them at a higher trophic level. Which term describes the relationship where one species benefits while the other is harmed? A. Mutualism. B. Commensalism. C. Predation. D. Parasitism. The correct answer is D. Parasitism is a type of symbiotic relationship where one organism benefits at the expense of another, often causing harm to the host. What type of relationship exists when two species work together to obtain resources from the environment, like a bird eating insects off a rhinoceros back? A. Competition. B. Predation. C. Mutualism. D. Parasitism. The correct answer is C. In mutualism, both species benefit from the relationship by gaining resources or other advantages. Which factor can destabilize an ecosystem, causing a rapid decline in population size and biodiversity through hunting, habitat destruction, or pollution? A. Predator-prey relationship. B. Intraspecific competition. C. Top-down control. D. Human activities. The correct answer is D. Human activities such as hunting, habitat destruction, and pollution can lead to rapid declines in population size and biodiversity, destabilizing ecosystems. When a predator population in an ecosystem increases, what is the likely impact on the population size of its prey species? A. Increase. B. Remain constant. C. Decrease. D. Fluctuate randomly. The correct answer is C. As the predator population increases, it's likely to put more pressure on the prey. This leads to a decrease in the prey population size, as they are consumed by the predators.